morning and welcome to another edition of Clincheck Theater Thursday. I am your host, Dr. David Galler, and it's good to have you here. Today we're looking at a specific case of if it don't look right, if it doesn't smell right, it probably is not. All right, this is a Class 2 Div 2, which is a severe case. But when we first look at a case, the first thing I do is always check the posterior occlusion. And when you look over here, it just doesn't kind of look very tight together on that first molar. It's a very strange way. In fact, on this second premolar, despite the fact that the second premolar has kind of a really worn down occlusal cusp right over there, when you look at the occlusion, no one's even coming close to touching it. It's weird to have kind of like a shaved down cusp when no one's actually touching it. Go over to the right side and nobody's touching here at all. This is a very odd thing to happen. It's very odd to have crowns in the posterior that aren't touching. Again, the anterior teeth are occluding very, very heavily, but it's almost like the entire jaw is not touching. If something looks too crazy, Clincheck-wise on the occlusion, it probably is. People don't bite down like this. Like these guys would have super erupted into each other. What happened in this situation is that the doc scanned, or the assistant scanned the patient with the patient in some sort of protrusive or sliding movement. This is not CR. What you should do to bite down on your patient is make sure that their tongue goes all the way to the back of their throat, touch as far back in their palate as they can, and bite down. That's how you bite down into CR. This is not CR. It's certainly not maximum intercuspation. This is likely a sliding thing. Now, if by chance this is how they bite down, like you bring the patient back and this is how they bite down, then you don't want any part of this case. You do not want any part of this case. This is a condylar problem. They have condylar damage and they are hitting impact on their lower anterior teeth. You bring these upper anterior teeth forward, you procline them, and you're going to have, besides being an extremely hard movement to do, you're going to have almost no teeth in occlusion. This is a pass for me. So when you see occlusions like this, a posterior occlusion, the first thing that goes through my head, you scanned them wrong. Because this is not a natural thing to happen where teeth are just totally in air missing each other. If it is, they have a condylar problem and they need to see more of an orthodontic surgeon or very heavy orthodontics with elastics and wires instead of a Invisalign clear aligner removal device. Sometimes being safe is much better than apologizing to a patient 2 years later. This has been a Clincheck Theater Thursday, and I'm your host, Dr. David Galler.